Assalamualaikum, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be teaching you about third lecture, which is Introduction to Python if statement and some loops. So today's topic is all about loops, if statement loops, if else, break and continue statements, for loops, range function, and all about that. So let me tell you what a loop actually is. So excuse me. Okay, so a loop is a thing that iterates over a sequence. It might be a set, dictionary, tuple, or anything else like that. Okay, if you have any type of question about loop or anything else like that, so you can just tell me in the comments below. So let's get started to the practical work today. So I have saved a file named ifstatement.py in a directory Python course in downloads. So let's get started. So first of all, we're gonna be talking about a function which is range. Maybe we have talked about it in the previous lecture. So the range function, what it does, it gives you a choice to give it a range to stop iterating over a specific item or number. Okay, so let's say that for I in range, this is the function, and then this colon. So what I am doing here is that this is a for loop that I'm saying for, and creating a variable I and saying for I in range this, it means that in this variable I, everything is going to be stored. So I say 10, and then I say print. This is the print function. Whenever we want to print something, we say print, and we say print I, because all of that is stored in it. Then Control S to save the file, and here is the indentation, you see. Okay, now go to your terminal and go to the directory where you have saved it, and then say Python and the file name, which is if statements.py. Don't forget to add .py because it's the file extension of the Python file. And there you go, it counts 9 until 9. Why? Because a given endpoint is never of the generated sequence range 10 or whatever. Okay, so it was a range function that we have learned now. Now we're gonna be talking about if statements and if else statements. So for example, I say x is a variable which is integer, to let the interpreter or whatever you're using, to let it know that you're using and you want an integer input or output, whatever. So you just have to create this function called int, and inside this I want an input from the user, and we're using input. Then we are adding a string that please enter a string, no, integer, because we want an integer, and then a space. Okay, then we say if our variable x is less than 0, right? Then what? Here what's happening is we are adding a condition that if our variable, what variable? This variable, that this variable, if this variable is less than our input we get. Let me change this to this color theme into a light one so that you can realize easily. Okay, sorry for the change. I thought that for the YouTubers, some people might see it clearly in the dark, in the light IDE. Okay, so if x is less than 0, then what? Then print that it's a negative zero. Okay, so this is what we want it to print if our input is less than 0. Then we go backspace again and remove the indentation, and then we say elif x is equal to, here equals to sign is this, Okay, not that equal to. If our variable is equals to 0, then print 0, right? Even if it's not 0 and our variable is 1, then print single, right? Else, don't forget this colon here, right? Else print more. So it was a basic concept of this else if prints and software that wants an integer from you and just tell you either it's a negative, 0, single, or more. So it's a basic thing or concept to clear you guys. So now we save the file and press Ctrl plus S. So it saves your file to the destination you have saved the file, and then say Python and the file name if statements .py. There we go. It's asking us to please enter an integer. Sorry for my mistake. I have to sit right here in integer. So I say it's 0. So here we have a condition that we have applied, that if our variable is 0 is equals to 0, if someone enters, our user enter 0, then it should print 0. So this should give us output of 0. So let's see if it works or not. There we go. It says 0. Let's try typing 1. Single, as we have mentioned here. Now let's say a negative number. Okay, so we say run the file again and we say it's minus 19. So there you go, negative changed to 0. Again we say it's, for example, 32 and it's say more. So there we go, we have all of our cleared that this is working. So it was a very basic concept of if-else statements. Okay, so now it was our practical work done. Now we're moving to for loops. So what are actually for loops? The for loops in Python are a bit different from what you have done in C language or Pascal language or any other language you've used. So Python for statement iterate over the items of any sequence, like our if statements does. Like our loop does. So in order to appear in a sequence, right? Okay, so here we're creating a basic example of for loop. So what we want here is to measure length of our string or whatever, of strings, let's say. Okay, this is the comment I added. Okay, so let's create a variable saying words equals to a list or array. This parentheses, square parentheses, shows that we are creating an array. So here we're adding a list names. We can say cats, dogs, we say windows, we say ball, right? Don't forget to make sure that it's a string, right? Okay, so it's our string is done, our list and array is done. Now we add a loop to get all of these words, right? And then tell us its length of each, letter. So it starts from here. Okay, now let's say for any integer or any variable you can take, not integer, sorry, for W in words, or you can say for I in words, this colon, and then say print. Now here we say that print I, right, the names of them and then their lengths. So to know the length of an string or something else, you say use this function called length. Len means length. Okay, so now we save it and let's see if it works or not. There we go. These are our list we created, and it's saying if it's 4, let's see, 2 and plus 2, 4's, DOG is 4, Windows have 7 characters in it, and bold have 4. So this is a basic thing that you can use to measure the length of a string. Okay, so let's add and something else, which is a range. So to add an example of range function, what we do, okay, now here we want to know that how many letters are in our array. So what we do for this is to change it a bit and create a range for it, right? Here we're saying how many, we're checking how many are there. So let's create a variable a and create a list and add subscribe to my channel, right? So here we have created an array, and now we want how many characters are in it and how many I mean 1, 2, 3, 4. I know it's 4, but I want the software to know that. Okay, so let's say add a for loop that for I in range, then we say our length of a, right? This is the range, and then we say print I. What I'm doing here is I'm saying that print I and print the length of numbers of I that we have. I is this, right? And what I stores in is the list we have created, this. Okay, now let's see if it works or not. Let's experiment it. There we go. So it started counting from 0, that 0 is subscribe, 1 to my channel. So subscribe to my channel now. Okay. Now I'm gonna be telling you about breaks. What are breaks? In our last topic is break. What is a break in Python? So it's a function, it's a stop word that tells you that our inner loops or inner if statements are going to break here. So what do you mean by inner loops? So let's get started and tell you with a practical example. For example, I say for n is a random variable I choose in range, let's say 2 to 10. What I'm doing here is I want to make a software or a mini software that just gives us the numbers that are divisible by 2, which are even numbers, and separate all of these prime numbers, right? So let's say for n in range, 2 to 10 is our range that we are giving it, and then we say for x in range, and we are creating another range which is 2 and n. It means this 2 to 10 our range plus our 2, right? Then we are creating another, we are adding a condition that if n is divisible, divisible by x and is equal to 0, right? Then what to do is to print our variable n, which n type equals to, oh, what happened to my keyboard? Okay, and say equals to x, and n is modulus x, right? In the previous, in the first video, I have told you all about these and this and every operator we use in Python. So if you haven't watched it yet, then go back to my video and check it. All right. Then we go backspace and we say else print, oh sorry, else this colon, then we say print n is a prime number, is a prime number. So what I missed here is this. Look, we are going to add break here. Why are we using this break function here? Because we're telling it that this inner loop that you can see, it's a pretty cool syntax we have done here, that 4 4 4, and then we say it to break it. So we say that break here, else if you don't find any condition of the upper here, then go ahead and break it and just type or print that n is a prime number. Okay, let's see if it works out. Okay, now go ahead, save the file and go to your terminal. Let me clear my terminal first so that you can understand it better. I go to my terminal and there we go, it worked. So it's telling us that 2 is a prime number. Really? No, it's not a prime number, by the way. But 4 equals to 2 into 2, then 8 equals to this, 7 is a prime number. It's saying 2 is a prime number because we have already put that condition in here. Alright, so hope you guys understood all the concept that I've told you, and I hope that you have many questions about it. If you have any question, then tell me in the comments below. So it was our today's basic lesson on if-else statements. Hope you all get all of the concept I told you, and if there is any question about Python related, you can ask in the comments below. Feel free, no hesitation to ask any question related to Python if you want more videos. So tell me in the comments below, and advanced Python course, give me some hope and subscribe to my channel, like this video and share it with your code fever friends. Alright, see you all in the next video. Bye. Press the bell icon now. In the next video I will tell you about calculator, remember. Bye.